Good afternoon, how are you? Welcome to Friday and welcome to CraftStash Live. I've got a really exciting launch for you as always, and it's RSPB today. Now, we've also got some other brand new items at CraftStash that I want to tell you about because they are craft essentials. So you can see a little glimpse of what we're going to be looking at in a little while. So this is Frosty Morning. You can see a link in the comments as well, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. Hello to all of you. So you can click through to that. But before I get started on this collection, I want to show you these few items, and that's just while people start to join us as well. So while we're waiting to see the new collection, let's take a look at these three items, okay? Because I've just spotted, literally 5 minutes before we came live, I've just spotted that they're all on the website ready to go. So come on down to my desk. I'd actually love it if you could share this live with your friends as well, tag your friends in the comments, things like that. Make sure you are commenting as well, not too much because Facebook doesn't like that. But I do have some giveaways today. So there's giveaways of over £50. There's going to be a chance for you to win live, and then there's also another chance for you to win later on, and I'll talk you through that one a bit later. So get commenting, get chatting, tell me what you're up to today and things like that. So let's come down first before we get started on the new collection, which is all under here. I want to show you these. So this is some new cardstock, and I did say it's an essential. It's not the most exciting unless you're a card maker, and then of course it is very exciting. We've got black card and we've got white card. Now what's really exciting about these is that our lovely Sheena Douglas, our very own Sheena, has been working on the, working on manufacturing these for a long time. The design of them, the texture, the weight and things like that for you. She has perfected them with exactly what she would like in a cardstock. So we've got textured white card. Now, if you've ever seen Sheena do her colouring and things like that, she always talks about needing a little bit of texture to take that colour away from the pencil, a little bit of grit to the paper. It's kind of almost smooth, so stamping on it, absolutely no problem whatsoever. But when it comes to colouring and things, this is perfect. There's 30 sheets in a pack and it's 280 GSM. This is A4, $7.99. Okay, and then I'd be quick with these because I don't think they're going to last very long. Looking at them online already. And then we've also got black card as well. So we've got, again, A4, again, Sheena. We should have just slapped Sheena's name all over these because she has worked so hard on these, but for us, because we love her and she's brilliant. So this, again, black card, perfect for stamping, heat, embossing, colouring and such. So exactly the same, but slightly lower in weight. So this is 280 GSM. This is 260 GSM. You'll find those on CraftStash. If you go to the homepage, you'll find them there. Scroll through a couple of the banners. Do you like the new look website as well? Have you seen the homepage? It's changed. It's all very smart. They are there on one of the promotional banners spinning through at the top. So you'll find them nice and easily, or go to your tools and essentials. And then we've also got this. Now this is new and improved. It's the Creative Craft Products glue. It's in a double-ended glue pen applicator. So we've got the fine tip nozzle on one end. Okay, and I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's actually finer than the tip we had on the previous glue. We have got the brush, the wide tip applicator. It's a bit like a brush. I'll be using this for demonstration on the other end. And the glue inside is a different formula. Okay, it's actually even more sticky than the CraftStash glue we used to have. So this is brand new. $2.99, just $2.99. That's all that is. I would stock up on a few of those. I've only got this one, so I need to be certainly stocking up on some more because I'm going to be using it all the time. Okay, I think everyone's probably just about joined us by now. So let's get started with the RSPB launch. So just pop those to the side so they don't fall down. I want to say hello to a few of you first of all because I always miss this bit out. Hello to Lynette Coleman. You said good afternoon. It is good afternoon. Did I say morning earlier? I hope I didn't. But yeah, good afternoon, and to everybody as well. Teresa Trump from Ohio. There's a D in there, isn't there? But you don't say the D. I can't say it now. It's gone. Good morning to you. You're over the water. That's better. Alison as well. She's from Cape Town in South Africa. Sabine, hello to you too. And Christine Howard. Lots of you watching. Jackie Drake says, good afternoon, Lou. Good afternoon, all. Got home just in time to watch this live. Absolutely. I've been waiting a little while, so I was here on time. Yay. Lynn Parsons, hello to you. Lots of you joining me. That's on Facebook. I will go over to YouTube. I'll let that load up as well. And I'll say hello to you on there as well. So now the new RSPB collection. This is absolutely stunning. Let's stand my cards up again so you can see it. We have had previous RSPB collections, okay? We have had, what did we have? So we had the autumn one just recently. We had the spring birds, and we've had a summery one as well, I believe. Absolutely stunning, and they always go so quickly. So if you love anything that's charity based, if you love your birds, if you're a twitcher, I'd love to know actually, do you do bird watching? That doesn't sound, are you a twitcher? I would love to be. I've actually got a field at the back of mine. Unfortunately, a lot of the birds come off the field and they fail to stop in the air before they get to my house, which is sad. So we're actually putting some things up at the top of the garden to prevent them, so kind of stop them, slow them down a little bit, so some taller trees and things. Anyway, that I digress. So we have got lots of birds around my way. We see lots, we hear woodpeckers, we see lots of robins and things. Because we've got the field, we do see birds of prey as well, which is wonderful. We've got barn owls near us. Tell me about what you've got near you. I always find it really interesting if you're actually in a city and you still have all that wildlife. So this collection is only 4 items, so it's really affordable if you are on a budget. We've got a stamp set, we've got paper pack or paper pad of 24 sheets, and they're 8x8, so perfect card making size. We have got an embossing folder as well that's 6x6, and then we've got ephemera. Now ephemera is only $4.99, okay, and I know that was in the lead. Come on, come back down to my desk, let's show you everything now. I've talked lots. So we've got some giveaways. All I'm going to do is I'm going to pick somebody from the comments towards the end. So be commenting. I'll just randomly go on to whichever app I've got open and I'll pick someone to win, and then you will have another chance to win, everybody. As always, if you go over to YouTube, to the community tab, we had a lot of discussion about this last week. We are looking into why people can't always enter if they're on a tablet or if they're on a Samsung device. But if that is one of you, and I know that is only the minority that can't join through the community tab, you have your chance now to win. Okay, so we're trying to kind of offer it to everybody for you. So as you can see, we have got some beautiful cards. I keep showing you these. I keep sort of putting them in the view because the lovely Glynis has worked so hard. You often hear Glynis's name mentioned. She's on the CraftStash design team and she does the most fabulous job. She is super quick at crafting. She makes the most beautiful cards like this. I mean, imagine sending this to somebody. Isn't it so pretty? She's got lots of depths and layers in there. And look how beautiful that embosses as well. The papers are stunning. So I always want to give Glynis a massive shout out because she is wonderful. Glynis, one day we're going to, I know you've turned me down before, Glynis. We're going to have to get you on a live, honestly, because you're so talented. Even if we just see your face and say hello, I'm sure that'll be enough. I love to see the faces behind the cards. I'm sure everybody else would as well. So if everybody in the comments could just say well done to Glynis, because she's wonderful and I don't think she gets enough thanks. These are beautiful, aren't they? Absolutely stunning. And you see we've got lots of pinks and reds here, but we've also got blues and such as well. We've got blues, yellows, golds in there too. So this entire collection is really lending itself to whatever style of crafting you like to do. So let's take a look at the items in a little more detail. So we've got this beautiful stamp set. So there's lots in here. In fact, strangely, I looked, when I first saw this, I thought, oh, that stamp set, I need to do some things with that. And when I started playing, I've created 2 demonstrations for you, which I'm going to be doing today. But I actually ended up not using the stamps at all. And I thought, oh no, I've got so many ideas. So look out for more videos with these. We will see them. But these are perfect for creating your own backgrounds if you love colouring as well. So we've got sentiments like spread your wings, just a note, sweet memories, sprinkle kindness. We've got snowflakes in there because we are looking at this being a winter themed collection as well. I forgot to mention 10% of all the profits do go to charity as well. So lots of thanks coming in for Glynis. So I hope you're watching, Glynis, and if not, I will message you and make sure you've seen all the comments because, yeah, well done. Then we've got the paper pack. Now this is 8x8, so all of the collections have had, actually I lie, 3 of the collections have had an 8x8 paper pack. The autumn one, the autumnal one, recently just had a 6x6 in it. So, or did it have both? No, I think it just had the 6x6 in it. So we've gone back to 8x8 There's 24 sheets. You've actually got 6 different designs in there, so 4 of each. But they're not just pattern papers. You've got toppers in here, which is what makes your super... Look, you can see I've cut into it. Sorry, should have put that one away, shouldn't I? There we go. You see I've used it. You've got 2 topper sheets there, and then you've got your backing papers as well. That's gorgeous. That is so, so pretty. You can make Christmas decor with that. Scrapbook pages if you love doing your 8x8s, memory albums, things like that. You can definitely put photos in there, but on the other hand, that is just an amazing frame for a nice big statement card, isn't it? So we've got that one. We've got this one, which is so pretty. I just think that is beautiful. Muted tones. I can picture this with some faux snow or glitter on there as well. Lots of white and cream coming in too. And then we've got that blue and the gold flecks as well. It's not actually gold, it looks like gold, but it's smooth, it's matte, you can stamp on it, you can die cut it, etc, etc. These are all single-sided, so you haven't got to worry about which one to choose. And then there are others I just need to get. So there's the one I cut into early, so you can see it in full. So we've got Hello Winter, Happy Freezing Season, like that. I'm glad I said it correctly because that could have gone very wrong. Happy Birthday as well. Let's just get back to these ones that you didn't see. So this is one I know Glynis used a lot, as have I chosen for one of mine too. I think that's all the sheets I need to show you. I think that's all the designs. They're beautiful. Then we have an embossing folder as well. The embossing folder is a 6x6, and you know what? You're just going to use this all the time. No birds in there, so you could use it with other themes as well. You've just got your mistletoe and your holly leaves and berries in there. It gives a really, really deep emboss, and this is one of the first things that I'm going to be doing, is embossing that. And this is the item that is the most affordable, $4.99 for all of these. Let me just grab these out. And this isn't all of them because I've used some. I've got some ready to do demonstrations with, but just to give you an idea, aren't they just so, so pretty? They're beautiful. You've got some with birds on there, so sitting on branches. Really lovely. I love putting these around apertures as well. There we go. What is the name of this bird, anyone? Do they know? Does anybody know? I think that's really pretty. I don't think it's not a robin, but it's like a robin. It's got the red breast. Because robins are brown, aren't they? Like that one. He's a really chunky robin, isn't he? Then we've got elements that are just your foliage, some with berries, some with pines. You've got your mistletoe there with your blue tit in. These are absolutely stunning. So, so pretty. You've got acorns, you've got pine cones and such in there too. It's just like walking through my back garden. Not quite as many birds. I do need to put these away though, otherwise I'll lose them. So where are you all joining me from? I know some of you, when you're across the water, you tell me where you're from. But if you're in the UK, whereabouts are you? Let me know. Bullfinch, is that bullfinch? Thank you. Yeah, a few of you said Lincoln. Anita Snell has said bullfinch, or chaffinch, Anita said as well. Simone, hello, how are you? I saw you watching Sam's live earlier as well. Ephemera is great for embellishing a card or even quick card makes. Absolutely, super quick. In fact, that is what I'm going to be doing today, is a super quick card. It's actually really chilly in here today. The weather's turned, hasn't it? It's now that time of year. But we've got some really traditional looking cards from Glynis. So I'm going to do more of a modern one, which for me means sort of focusing on lots of white space and things like that. Let's just grab this and all the pieces. This is how we all get ready for demonstrating cards. We kind of put everything in little baggies. I don't know if you've seen other people getting them out of clear bags. That's how we just all store them. And they're often, we reuse packaging that comes along. Now, okay, demonstration time. So like I say, just simply comment anything you like, chat amongst yourselves, comment about what you love about RSPB collections. Do you have birds in your garden? Where are you from? All things like that. And I will pick a winner for this. I'd love it if you could share the live as well. If you've never shared a Facebook or a YouTube live, you can simply, there's usually a share button with an arrow down under the video, so you can just use that to forward on to your feed and things. And make sure all your friends and maybe crafters who stumble across your pages all kind of join in as well. So this is the cardstock that I was talking about. This is Sheena's, I say Sheena's, Sheena's worked really hard to make sure it's a really good quality cardstock, but that's what I'm going to be using today because I want to add some ink to it. I want to do embossing with it as well. So I wanted to make sure it's a really good quality cardstock. So I've really put this through its paces and it's just held up absolutely beautiful. Maidstone, Wendy Robinson is from Maidstone. Yeah, Simone's the same. She puts them all in little baggies. Jo is from Worthing. Catherine Leighton Buzzard. Warwickshire's Lynn. Netherlands, Carmen's from Netherlands. North Wales, Sabine. Well, Hilary, who is usually behind the scenes on the lives, she is from North Wales as well. So hello to you both. She's got a gorgeous house as well. If you find her on Instagram, absolutely beautiful. Maybe Hilary, I shouldn't be telling everyone that, but it is stunning. I'm very jealous. So I'm going to be embossing this panel first of all. I've cut everything down to size. This is a 6x6 folder. What you can usually tell which way round the embossing is by the print on the front. So if you were to emboss this with the print upright or your cardstock, whichever cardstock is facing, that's the way the emboss is going to be. The deboss will be the other side of the paper, just in case you decide you want to emboss something that's patterned or coloured or whatever it may be. But when it's white and white, it doesn't matter. So for my big shot, I've got two options. Now, many embossing folders will go just onto the green plate and then the clear plate on top. But this one is ever so slightly, I want a slightly deeper emboss, okay, so it's slightly thinner embossing folder. So I'm going to do the two clear plates together, but this does add a lot of pressure, okay. It works, but it adds a lot of pressure, and that just means that once I get through the other end, we get a big clunk. So I'm trying to do it slowly and carefully. There we go, so as not to clunk too much. And you would not believe the emboss that we've got. So you can find all of these on CraftStash. Like I say, there's comments pinned. So you've got a comment for YouTube and for Facebook telling you exactly where you can find these. Look at that emboss. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? Now I'm going to take a little bit of our repositionable masking tape, low tack tape we're calling it. And I'm just going to pop this just on one edge where I'm not going to be doing anything and fold that over the folder just to keep that in place. The reason being is because I would like to run this back through again in a minute just to make sure that while I've been working and adding colour, if there's any embossing that's flattened out, I want to bring it back to life. So I'm going to do that. Lots and lots of you commenting. Good morning from Wisconsin. Hello to you, Mary Beth. Jane, yeah, it's beautiful embossing, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. I must pop over to the other channel and allow this to load so I can say hello to a few of you. Mama Bear Marie on YouTube, always good to support a charity. Absolutely. For those of you just joining us, 10% of the profits from any of the RSPB collections do go to the charity. So, you know, you're kind of helping charities at the same time. So I've got my berries and my leaves and things there. I'm just going to bring in a mat here. And I'm going to use, what colour shall I use? Here we go. Speckled egg. So I kind of like, I think the name just works, doesn't it? Speckled egg with the theme here. We don't have to use this particular colour, but it works anyway. I'm going to put a couple of sprays of Speckled Egg Distress Oxide Spray on my mat. I'm also going to water it down ever so slightly with paintbrush. Oh, look, I've got purple in my paintbrush. Oh, well, it'll give it a slightly different colour. Never mind. And I'm just going to do an area around here, just kind of almost like a watercolour splat or splodge. Not too much. Just a blob. Just like this. Keeping more to the left-hand side. I'm going to put some more in there because the hope is that that will actually kind of just start to, it finds its level, doesn't it? And hopefully you can see there already, it just starts to sit slightly darker around the embossing. Now the thing is, I'm going to flick a few. I know so many of you have said you're scared of flicking. Honestly, just get a piece of scrap paper and have a go. Flicking ink or paint or something like that. And that's just going to fade that circle out a little bit better. There we go. Okay, I'm allowing that to sit for a moment, allow the liquid to find its own level while I clean up, get my wipes out. Actually, I've got had a piece of kitchen towel and it's gone. Do you know where I think it's gone? I think it's gone on the floor and it's rolled. So I'll have to get a wet wipe instead. I'll get one of these and clean that up. I try not to use wet wipes because of course they're not recyclable. The paper towels, they sort of disintegrate a little bit easier, don't they? There we go. Wipe that, clean that all away. Now, that is looking pretty good. What I'm going to do now is bring in my heat tool. There we go, and just dry this off. I'm keeping it not too close, keeping a distance, just because I don't want to affect the embossing folder at all, which I shouldn't do. But I want to ensure that that is just drying the paint and not affecting the paper on the embossing folder. Now, when you add liquid, moisture of any sort, whether it's paint, sprays, water, to any project with paper, the paper fibres are going to absorb that liquid, as it has done, and you'd expect that to happen, but it's also going to cause them to kind of fluff up, and that means you could lose a little bit of your embossing detail. So it's entirely up to you afterwards whether you would like to then, I'm going to have to find that kitchen towel. I can see it. I'm going to have to reach, you won't see anything honestly, but I'm going to have to reach down and grab it. But you're going to have to then decide whether you want to re-emboss that image. So I've got my kitchen towel. It just rolled away under the desk. So just lift off the excess there. Now I can see I've still got a lot of detail there, but if you wanted to, you could then fold the folder, because this is why, although it's static, look at that. Fold the folder. This is why we've taped it in place. We can then run that through and that will give us that emboss again. Okay, so this time, because I'm not worried about the really deep emboss, I'm just worried about making sure that I capture that detail once more. I'm just going to run it through very quickly, like so, just with that thin plate. Oh, it's a big desk to be leaning over. There we go. Okay. So beautiful details. So hopefully you can see where some of the darker areas caught on with the paint. Now that's our background. Let's carefully peel away this low-tack tape, very carefully. Beautiful. Really nice low-tack tape that one is. I assume we've still got it in stock, but you get the dispenser and 3 rolls, and it was something like $4.99. It's definitely the time to be stocking up your stash from CraftStash. We've got the paper, we've got the glue, we've got the rolls of tape and all sorts. So let's start building the card. I'm making a mess already. You wish it was warmer here. Is that following on? Oh, there we go. Amanda Marlowe has said hi from sunny, warm Spain. Hello to you. Not jealous at all. It's turned here now, hasn't it? It's definitely hit winter here in the UK now, certainly in Suffolk, where I am. I went out this morning and it was still dark. It was still dark when I got home, which is unusual. Usually by the time I get home, the sun's come up, but no, it was still dark this morning. I got attacked this morning on my run by a German Shepherd puppy who thought he wanted to play. But the funny thing is I hadn't seen him, it was dark, and I hadn't seen that he was being walked along the trees beside me. And he just come bounding up. Oh my goodness. I actually did use a word that I can't repeat right here because he made me jump so much, and he was so happy to see me. Anyway, my point is it's getting dark in the mornings. It's much darker in the mornings. So I'm using with this glue the wider end, which just means much larger glue application, much quicker. Wonderful to use. You can see it's just sticking beautifully there and not warping my paper as well. Because you're spreading, I suppose it's a spreader, that's a good word. It's a glue spreader. But it just means that you are spreading that glue. You're not going to have the large blobs of glue that are going to warp your paper and crinkle it up and things like that. So there's our background. Let me see. Beautiful. I'm not sure you mean spleen. Fifi Stamper. Never seen this done while still in the folder. Intrigued. Oh, it's just so that I can re-emboss it if I need to, because the water is absorbed, the moisture is absorbed by the paper. It means the fibres fluff up. You can lose a little bit of the detail then, so you're just re-embossing it. That's all. But yeah, it's really nice actually if you want to do that and then you want to add some embossing ink to your folder and go through it again, things like that. I'd love to know what you meant instead of spleen though, Fiona. Scrap, paper, scissors. Oh, okay. You did a little bit of a typo as well, did you? With birds in the card, no on the card. Okay, I'll leave you to sort that out. Right, so now I'm going to go for another CraftStash item, and that is, we've got lots of foam tapes. We've got, this one's going to be perfect. So these are items from the Ephemera. Look at these. These are not Christmassy. They're not just for winter. They're going to be absolutely perfect for any year round. There's lots in there. You can see, I mean, I've used some on this card and on the next card I've put aside, and there's still loads in there. There's usually, with ephemera packs, it's usually about 20 pieces, something like that. So plenty for you to play with. This one's called a Winter Breeze. Oh, Winter Breeze actually sounds really chilly. So I'm just going to do some positioning for now, because I kind of want this curve of foliage coming round. That will go there somewhere, and then I've cut this out from one of the backing papers. This was actually the one that I grabbed earlier and then I hid away because I realised that I'd cut it out. It's not from this sheet, it's from the other sheet. Where are you? It's me being good, putting it aside, and there it is. Okay, so that has come from here. So you've got Hello Winter, which will be perfect for Christmas, for a birthday, something like that, even a winter wedding, something like that. You've got lots here. I really love this Happy Freezing Season. We've got tags as well, all sorts. Lynn, she has a 65 kilo Rottweiler next door that makes her jump occasionally. You love the effectiveness of the base, thank you. Yeah, that, I mean, the puppy was absolutely adorable, but my word, I used some choice words that I thought I was on my own. Okay, I'm going to admit something that's probably going to make me sound absolutely balmy. Usually when I'm out that time in the morning, very often the only things I come across are Munch Hacks, birds, squirrels, rabbits, that sort of thing, because I live in the countryside. So when this small brown thing came running up beside me, and I only saw it when it was less than a metre from my leg, I thought it was a Munch Hack, and I thought, why would a Munch Hack be running at me? Well, I assumed it was coming for me, because I thought there's no other reason for this animal to come running towards me unless it felt threatened and wanted to attack me, which I'm sure they don't. But you know, when it's 6 o'clock in the morning and you're a little bit hazy because it's still early, and this happens, and I didn't see an owner. I did hear an owner a few minutes later. I sort of thought, oh, the dog's on its own, I better sort it out. But no, the owner did shout, no, it's okay. So it was all fine. It was just, that was my thought process. It must be a Munch Hack trying to eat me, or something along those lines. So I've just stuck that down with some of the CraftStash foam tape. I'm going to get so many people taking the mickey out of me now, I'm sure. I am sure. Let's just pop that. And if anybody who really knows me well knows the issues I had running a couple of days ago, then you'll know that I'm just not made for exercise. Apparently, all sorts of things happen. So I'm just positioning those around there. So I kind of just want that lovely swoop with the Hello Winter underneath. So I think that's okay. I'm going to position one at a time. Ephemera is fun to use in art journaling too. Sorry, Helen, I did read that incorrectly first time round. Yes, ephemera is perfect for art journaling. I think I need to go back to bed. It's brilliant. It makes nice quick pieces. Let's just pop that in there. I don't want to cover up any of the wording, so I want to make sure that I avoid covering the wording there. Will this just fit on there? It will, just wide enough. So we've got all sorts of offers at CraftStash at the moment. Have you seen things like we've had offers where there's 30% off of full collections? We've got free gifts as well, choices of free gifts. At the moment there's a fantastic card making magic bundle where you can then also choose an embossing folder with it. There's all sorts going on. If you go to CraftStash, go to the home page, I will show you the address as well before I go, in case any of you are completely new to us. Hello and welcome if you are. And go to the home page, and there's often a scrolling banner. Now that scrolling banner is going to have all of our today's most important sort of offers and such on there, and you can click straight through to the product. But whether you're watching YouTube or Facebook, I have pinned a comment to take you straight to this. Once you're there, you can go off and you can find other things as well. Now, I have die cut completely separate from this collection. I've die cut a gold circle, just using 2 nesting dies. They were actually completely different sets, but circles are circles, so I found 2 that were very similar in size, so I just got a very fine border. Michelle Moore, hello, she loves all of this, she's always watching. Hello, thank you. Oh, from Georgia. Hello, we have so many people from all over the world watching. Juliet, the colourway is beautiful, thank you so much. And splodge, Fiona meant splodge, not spleen. She has not seen my spleen, she does not know what that looks like. The splodge was lovely or something like that. Yeah, thank you so much for confirming that. You did have me slightly worried. So here I'm going to use the glue again, but I'm going to use the fine tip applicator and just pop around here with the glue. This is a much tackier glue than before, so it kind of grips really quickly, which I love. There we go. So that's just picking out. Now, if you're really patient and you've got a really fine foam tape, that would be great to use that. Now, that hasn't got anywhere to grip onto underneath, so I'm having to lift it up ever so slightly. And it's still circling that, but then incorporating some of the leaves under the ring. Should we call it the ring? The ring, gold ring. And lastly, I just need to grab my tweezers if I can find them. Please find them. They're the one thing I use the most and the one thing I'm always losing. And I'm going to just put a few little sequins on. I do have a pickup tool somewhere, but I do really love using my tweezers. And there we go. So this is perfect for your fine application. There's another one. Don't forget to be commenting. If you're sitting sort of just watching, sitting back watching, make sure you put a couple of comments in just so that you are in with a chance of winning the whole collection. Actually, I don't know if I said what you're going to win. We're going to give away the whole collection, all 4 items, to one of you live at the end of this, I say hour, it's never exactly an hour, it may well be actually, around an hour. Lou, does the new Creative Craft glue warp thinner cardstock? I haven't had that problem with it yet because on this end we've got kind of like a brush, a spreader, so you can spread it really thin. So if you are using thinner cardstock and paper, try that. Obviously, if it's paper, any glue will pretty much give it a bit of a wobble if you oversaturate it. So sometimes it's actually worth using your finger with the glue and spreading it on with that, because you can get a really, really fine amount. But anyway, without any birds, I've decided not to put birds on this one. No reason other than I just thought I would keep away from the birds for this one. I'm going to put birds on the next card. But yeah, a nice, hopefully sort of elegant Christmas wintry card. You could put some snow on the top of there as well if you wanted to really make sure we do that. I'm going to do, now I've said it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Cosmic Shimmer Fluffy Stuff. I shouldn't suggest things to you because then I feel like I need to do them. This is amazing. If you've not seen this, I don't know if we've still got it available at CraftStash. Hope we have. But it's absolutely amazing. I'm sure many of you in the past have tried fluffy stuff before. So just a little bit top and bottom. Oh, that looks better, doesn't it? Now, the beauty of fluffy stuff is when you heat it, it fluffs. It does fluff up, and it fluffs up actually very quickly. So I'll do this. I don't know how well you're going to see this because the camera's not focused for close up today. But just allow that to start warming through, and all of a sudden it will just start to go poof, and it will go bumpy and fluffy. I'm just checking I've used the right one now because it's not fluffing yet. Where are you? Yes, I have. Yeah, I have. It's just taking its time, probably because it's so cold in here. Oh, there we go. It's starting to fluff up. That end is. I don't know how best I can do this so you can see. Can you see that starting to come? I hope you can. It's brilliant. It does take a little while, so make sure you haven't got anything like any heat embossing also when you're using fluffy stuff. So there's one. I like that that's actually reacted with the ephemera and it's kind of curled the leaves up slightly. So the top one's done. We'll just do this bottom one as well, getting warm to hold. Not hot, just warm. There, fluff that up as well. I'll show you that in just a moment. Close up. It's almost dry. I'll check that at the end and just to give it another whiz if need be. But there we go. That's just, there we go. Just fluff that up. Lastly, okay, I will take a photo of that and make sure that goes up on the CraftStash page so that you can all see it more clearly. But I'm going to just come back very quickly to you. For those of you who joined us a little bit late, hello, I'm Lou. That's my hands that we've been watching. Thank you for joining us. We are launching the brand new RSPB Frosty Morning collection. I do have another card demonstration for you, much larger card next, and lots of birds on it as well. Certainly a bird on it as well. So please do comment because we are giving away a full collection live during this live here. Within about 25 minutes, we should give that away likely. And I will just choose someone from random from the comments. So let me know you're watching, where you're watching from, how much you like this collection, things like that. I always say with RSPB, tell me what your favourite bird is as well. That's always a good conversation starter because someone will say my favourite bird is, and then someone will say, well, I have them in my garden. That's great. And also there is another chance for you to all win. So for anyone who's now watching this back and you're not watching live, you're thinking you've missed out on the giveaway, you haven't. If you pop along to YouTube, you can go and comment on one of our community posts, and that will allow entries up to this time next week, and we will contact you and we will announce who the winner is. So you will also win a full collection. So 2 ways there. Hopefully everybody can have at least one way of winning, one chance to win. Let us know if there's any issues with either of those. We'll try to accommodate everybody as best we can. So come on back, let's come back. I will go through some more comments in just a moment, but come back to my desk. I've got my next Jiffy bag, look. This Jiffy bag is recycled from Glenys. This is what her cards came in. Now, I have already cut everything here. There we go. So pop all the ephemera to the side. You can see how much you're getting in this pack. This pack is only, did I say $4.99 for the pack? I think it is, this one. That's all for all of these pieces, the bits I've already used on the card as well. There is a lot here. Now for this card, I have cut myself a solid circle base. I've also cut a circle or a ring as such, mat to go over the top. Now these are all using nesting dies. I've then cut myself the next layer, which is a full white circle with another mat of pattern paper coming from that paper pack to go over the top. This one's got the aperture in it, whereas this one's solid because this is the base. To go between the two, I've recut another one of these, okay, and I've folded it. So this is going to sit, if I take this away so you can see, I folded it twice. So I'm going to glue it down at the back. So I've then lifted it up, and wherever I've just allowed a small amount, and I know that's going to anchor to the base of the card, that will be enough. Then whatever's left, I've folded in half, and that is going to create my base for my easel. So this is going to glue. I'm going to do it right now, actually, if I can find where I've just put my glue. There we go. I'm just going to adhere this part of the base to the white base. I didn't think you'd want to see all the circle die cutting. Most of you will have die cutting machines at home. You'll probably have nesting circles, so you can work these out. You may have made circle easel cards before, but this is slightly different because it's got a ring in it, an aperture, that's the word, okay. And then, so I folded it just so a small amount is on the card, then I folded this back exactly in half, so I've then got my stand, okay. It doesn't matter that this comes slightly up higher this end. If I just hold this for you, I don't know if you can see that, it comes slightly further up. It doesn't matter, it's only a stand for this part. And then that is going to glue on here, and that will be absolutely fine as it is. Then it should all fold back flat like so. So then I'm going to put glue onto the front of this part here up to those score lines. So just glue these on here. I do like to make easel cards. I think there's just something really sort of wow factory about them. Oh no, that's not a proper word. Laura said she loves cardinals, so she loves all birds, but probably cardinals are her favourite. I think last time I did a collection that was RSPB, I was telling you about the little bird that I rescued from my garden, so my cat didn't have fun with it. I actually had to pick the bird up. I didn't have anything to put it in, so I had to pick it up in my hands. And it felt so delicate. There's little claws all on my hands. Some people aren't so keen. I know there's a phobia of birds as well, but I'm sure anyone sort of with that would still like to look at them, give these images on cards because they'll have friends and family who will like them. But there we go. So that's your easel card there, all standing by itself. So you can just see the mechanism like so. So now we need to decorate. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to put this on completely because I've got that in the way. So I'm just going to place this pattern paper and I'm just going to mark with my fingers whereabouts that will reach to. So I've just kind of scored with my nails really. You can do it with tools. There we go. And I can glue this one on. So this is just adding a hint of colour. I really love this pink pattern paper. That's just that one there. It's so beautiful. I think the greens are gorgeous against the pink. And to be honest, pink and green aren't usually colours I would think to put together. They just work really well, don't they? Absolutely beautiful. Don't forget that card, everybody. If you are purchasing today, go and take a look at it. If you need to stock up on white or black cardstock, it's absolutely ideal as a stamping cardstock, for watercolour as well, for colouring on, for heat embossing, all of these different techniques. So there we go. I've just placed that circle to there underneath, and then I'm going to do the other circle all the way round on top. Come on then, come on glue. There we go. I wish you could see this glue. See this glue, feel this glue. It's nice and tacky. I mean, I would put this up there with, I've always said to you, my favourite glues, Sizzix and Cosmic Shimmer. I'd definitely put this up there with that now. There's no need for me to be purchasing anything but this, because this is absolutely brilliant. It just grips beautifully. So let's just put that on there. Lovely. Okay, so there I've got my easel card. Now I'm going to need a stopper as such, but I'll sort that out with the sentiment in a minute. What I want to do is create an image that's going to go inside here. Okay, so pop the lid back on there, make sure it doesn't, that's my only one. And I'm actually going to turn on my heat gun. I've got a little bit of glue because I'm going to have elements here that are actually floating in the middle of the aperture, so I want to make sure that I've got them really glued down strongly. So I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. So there's that, did we say bullfinch or chaffinch? I'm not sure what we decided in the end, but there's one in flight which I really love. Jenny Bayliss loves robins. She has a cheeky one that always visits when she's in the garden. They say things about robins, don't they? They say things about robins. They say sort of robins are people, I don't know, it depends how you feel about this, I suppose, but people watching over you, things like that. So yeah, could be, it could be. I'm a paper engineer. Thank you, Fiona. Yeah, and Karen Reeves, this card is very intriguing, sorry. I can't wait to see how it finishes up. Me too. I plan to a point. There's only so far I can plan. So I'm going to put this one here. Then I'm going to have this one here. And that's kind of going to be the base of the card. Like so. This little bird is only going to be joined, because it's kind of filling the aperture as much as possible. It's only going to be joined by the tail, really. So you get that kind of movement. So that's why I wanted my glue gun on. This little piece is going to come up the top, because whenever I have pieces at the bottom, so a nice cluster down the bottom, I'll always echo a little bit more up at the top as well. Dawn, hang on a minute, I need to read talking about a budgie. Okay, you had an instant with a fork with a budgie. Oh dear. There we go. Robins appear when loved ones are near. Thank you, Sabine. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Chaffinch is much paler pink rather than red like the bullfinch, so it is a bullfinch. Thank you so much. And Ethne Gloss, great idea for an easel card. You're very welcome. My favourite guest birds are the king parrots and pale-face rosellas, but I love your robins. Ethne, where do you live? What are king parrots? What are they? What do they look like? I'm really not very good with birds. I really should know my birds a bit more. But king parrot sounds like something you get in tropics, doesn't it? Sounds lovely anyway. So, is my glue gun heated up enough? I just want to place my bullfinch, as we've worked out, down. Just a little bit of glue on there. Well, before that dries, actually, I do want to make sure that is in the right place. Yeah, that's fine. That's all. Yeah, that'll be okay. It's a little bit higher than I planned, but it's okay. Yeah, see that movement? So as long as that's gripped on there, the tail, you'll get that movement with the card when it's opened, which I love. Okay, let's put this. This can go down the bottom here. Just make sure when you're gluing elements on, if you're going to replicate this card, just make sure that you don't have any glue coming over the back here, and don't have it laid down flat, because of course you accidentally glue to the back. So you don't want to catch the mechanism or anything like that. And just keep lifting your card up to make sure everything's where you hoped it would be. So this one's going to go in here, just under there, because this is what the bullfinch is trying to sit on. So again, lift that up, make sure that's all good. And then I've got this row of berries, so bringing those reds in. I'm just going to tuck that. I think I might have that so it's just inside there, so it's as if the bird's going to land on those. But I'm going to put the glue on the front of this one, and then it can stick just behind these leaves there. I want a little bit of distance between the two here, so you can see he's just about to land, he or she. And then I've got my others, which will be at the top here. There we go. We've also got a pine cone. You see all the pine cones out at the moment. Conkers, the spiky conkers are out as well. Does make, oh, the leaves are absolutely stunning at the moment, aren't they, everyone? The colours of the leaves here in the UK are amazing. There we go. Okay, so, and when you stand that up, got a little bit of some, there we go, it's all gone. When you stand that up, I will put a stopper, just a sec, here. That will float like so. Let's lift that up so you can hopefully see. There we go. And you've got that movement of the bird in there as well when you lift it. Lovely. Okay, so we just need the stopper. So I'm going to use one of these pieces, and I thought there's something about from our home to yours. You've got happy birthday, but it's going on to white, so I wanted a bit more colour. There we go. From our home to yours. You could also use one of these strips as well. So let's just cut this out by hand. Elaine Hunt, my son has a webcam focused on his bird feeders in Atlanta, so we can watch the... Oh, I love hummingbirds, it's my favourite bird. And different birds that visit him while we're in Derbyshire. That's amazing, absolutely fantastic. Hello to Carla, Carol Lewis, thank you so much. Anne, she loves this card, so lovely, thank you. Karen, September has to be the prettiest time of year. Absolutely, it really is. It's so gorgeous, and September is my birthday, so you know. But yeah, at the moment, you see the colour of the leaves. I keep stopping when I'm out in the mornings. I keep stopping to take photos of things. It's a bit distracting, but the colours of the leaves are pretty. I was driving to school this morning, not for me. I wish. I was driving the kids to school this morning. And I do have to drive, by the way, everybody. It's 8 miles. If they could walk, they would be walking, but it's far too far and much too dangerous a road. So we were sat in traffic near a railway line, as you do, sit in the car, looking around, obviously concentrating on the road. And there was a bush beside me, a big bush, and the berries on it looked like gold. I said to my daughter, I said, they look golden, those berries, and she actually agreed with me. She doesn't usually agree. She's a teenager. She's 17. She doesn't usually agree with me. But she did. She did say, yes, they do look like they're actually like, I say golden, like a bronze colour. Absolutely stunning. If anyone's got the Cosmic Shimmer, one of the polishes, like the bronze colour polish, they were just like that. And I thought they're amazing. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, the colours at the moment are stunning. Sorry, making you jealous if you're not in the UK. So I'm just going to stand that up, work out whereabouts I want it to sit, and pop my sentiment down there like so. So hopefully you can see I've got a bit of hot glue string there, but that'll all clear off. That's all sat there. One last thing I need to do. I think I'm going to take one more ephemera. I could keep using these and using these. I would suggest maybe putting more than one of these in your basket if you can stretch to that. Obviously, only if you can. I never want to say to people, buy things if you can't afford it. But yeah, if you can stretch to it, I would. So I've got the choice of that, but actually these leaves work a bit better. So let's just have these coming out as well. Shall we do that? Let's do them over here so it kind of balances the card. We've got this heavy piece here. There we go. And we've got some little red berries as well. I didn't need to put these on with the hot glue actually. I could have just put those on with the wet glue. And that just brings your eye around the card. I appreciate you're not seeing it from the front. But if I just hold it for you while I tip it up. There we go. There's one more card. That's just twittering there. Now, if you don't like the idea of just having it adhered by the tail, you could put a piece of thread down there as well to help adhere it if you want to. So there's another idea. So there's 2 cards for you using the RSPB collection. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let's come back. Turn my glue gun off. That's most important. Turn that off before I go and lay my hand on it or anything, which I am prone to do. Let's come back to me. I don't think I've stuck any glue or anything on my face today. I forgot to take my glasses off though before I started, but you know, I'm here now. Let's see. So it's 22 minutes past, so I think it's around about time. Simonius acetate would work. Let's turn this around actually now because you can see it as it is. You can see it's a bit of shine there, isn't there, on the ephemera, but hopefully you can all see that better now. Yeah, so acetate would work perfectly inside there. So pretty, and thank you so much. Stunning Marie, thank you. Oh, Carol just heard Happy Mail drop through the letterbox. I'm not going to rush. Last time you tripped and broke your hand. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Take it slowly. Okay, so I'm just going to do a random scroll. I happen to be on, well, that's CraftStash. I won't say CraftStash as one. Let's do another random scroll. It's, Ethne Gloss. Ethne, am I saying it right? I hope so. Ethne Gloss. This one, she said, this is the comment when you said about the king parrots. So has everybody lost sound? No, just one person. Apologise. I hope you're all okay. Ethne, congratulations to you. I've just liked your comment. I'm just going to check that it's just Anne that's lost sounds. Could someone else just let me know, because I don't want to announce the winner if nobody can hear me. I'm just waiting to make sure that everybody's heard who the winner is. Fingers crossed, and it's only yourself. I apologise for that. There we go. Simone said congrats. So hopefully you've all heard the name okay. So you will find the brand new RSPB. Thank you. Lydia says she can hear. Wonderful. You'll find the new RSPB collection on CraftStash. If you look in the comments, I've pinned a comment so it can take you directly to it. There is a bundle. It's only $23.99. I didn't actually explain this very well. It's only $23.99 for the entire collection for all 4 pieces, which is about a £3 saving if you were to buy them all individually. But if you just want something like the ephemera, it's only $4.99. Pick and choose kind of which bits you want. But also, I would definitely suggest mixing this with previous RSPB collections. We've had the autumn one, we've had the spring birds as well. There's, the tropical, that was the other one. I was going to say summer, it didn't sound right. Tropical birds were amazing. They were flamingos and parrots and such. They were absolutely gorgeous too. So you'll find all of those on CraftStash, which is here. If you're not in the UK, change that little .co.uk at the end to .us, and that will take you to exactly the same site, but with dollars and such instead. So hopefully that's some inspiration for you today for the weekend. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Go out and watch the birds before it gets too cold for them. Put your bird feeders out as well. I will be joining you next week for some more fantastic launches, giveaways, lives, demonstrations and all of that. Have a lovely weekend everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.